English 4, Quarter 2, Week 5. Matatag Curriculum. Learning competencies and objectives. Comprehend informational text, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Lesson objectives. Note important information through outlining, topic, main idea, supporting details. Inductive organization or pyramid. Identify text types according to the author's purpose. Example given, enumeration-description. Draw conclusions based on given information. Make a summary of a given text. Express ideas appropriately. Age appropriate, gender responsive, culture sensitive, for one's purpose, context, and target audience, speaking and writing. Use appropriate text types, example given, enumeration-description, for a given purpose, context, and target audience. The content is all about enumerative-descriptive text, reading or listening, noting important details, outlining, topic, main idea, supporting details, inductive organization pyramid, identifying text types and author's purpose, drawing conclusions, and making a summary. For the review, directions give the meaning of the following nonverbal cues. What does the first picture mean? You're right. It is giving respect to elders. What about with the second picture? Exactly, it symbolizes agreement and peace. For the third picture, very good, it indicates thinking or contemplation. In each item below, write L in the space provided if the given reading material is a literary text and I if it is an informational text type. Be ready to share and explain your answer. For the first picture, is it I or L? You're right, it is L. It is a literary text. Second picture, is it I or L? Very good, it is I. It is an informational text. For the third picture, is it I or L? Very good, it is I. It is also an informational text. Search for and underline the following words found in the reading passage, your favorite seafood and their habitats. Here are the following words: marine, ecosystems, fisheries, semi-salty, intertidal waters, nursery grounds, invertebrates, meadows, ocean floor, and crustaceans. Exploring Your Favorite Seafoods and Where They Live by Myla June T. Patron. Did you know that seafood is a big part of people's diet all over the world? In fact, fish is a huge part of Filipino diet. But have you ever wondered where fish and other marine creatures live in the vast ocean? Here are some known fish and marine creatures that make delicious food. Get to know them and their habitats. Grouper or lapu-lapu. Grouper or lapu-lapu. Its characteristics: the grouper fish, which is named after a famous Filipino hero, is also called lapu-lapu. The grouper fish is one of the most popular kinds of coral reef fishes that are cooked during parties and celebrations. This fish comes in different kinds and colors. Some are dull green or brown, while others have brighter colors and patterns. The grouper surely reflects the colorful habitat it comes from. Can you guess where it lives? Its habitat is coral reef. Groupers live in coral reefs. What are coral reefs? Coral reefs are marine ecosystems and they are an important source of food and livelihood for Filipinos. The coral, which builds the reef, is an animal called coral polyp. The coral comes in different varieties and forms. Some are large reef builders, while others look like graceful flowing fans. Coral reefs are the largest sources of fish and other seafood for world fisheries. Next is crab or alimango. Characteristics: have you ever eaten a crab? Crabs may look a bit scary with their sharp claws, but they are actually a popular Filipino seafood. One kind of crab that is caught for food is the mangrove crab. Mangrove crabs, as their name tells, are found in mangrove forests. They live in muddy and sandy floors of semi-salty or brackish water in mangrove forests. Have you ever been to a mangrove forest? Many varieties of crabs live in mangrove forests. Mangrove forests are found in salty or brackish intertidal waters. The soil in mangrove areas are wet and are lacking in oxygen. Mangrove ecosystems are very important because they serve as nursery grounds or temporary homes to newborn or young reef fishes. Different kinds of fish and invertebrates such as lobster, shrimp, crabs, and sea urchins live in mangrove forests. Next is squid and octopus, or pusit at pugita. Characteristics: have you tried eating dried squid, either grilled or fried? Dried squid is also a popular Filipino food. Squids have long, slender bodies with soft, flexible arms. Like octopuses, squids swim in the open ocean, but they rest in seagrass beds and meadows found in the ocean floor. Habitat: sea grasses. Sea grasses are like the lungs of the ocean because they produce an abundant supply of oxygen. Sea grasses can be found in the ocean floor or in shallow, brackish waters. They have long, green, grass-like leaves and they look very similar to seaweeds. Habitat: however, unlike seaweeds, sea grasses have roots, stems, and leaves. They also produce flowers and seeds like plants on dry land. Next is tiger prawns or sugpo. Description: has someone in your household ever cooked tiger prawns for your birthday or a town fiesta? For Filipinos, the tiger prawn is a favorite food during celebrations and special occasions, or even on ordinary days. Prawns have long, slender, curve-shaped bodies. Did you know that this tasty crustacean lives in brackish waters? They also live in and get food from sea grasses, beds of seaweed or algae, and on floating types of sea algae. Seaweed or algae, like sea grasses, algae or seaweeds provide home and food to different kinds of reef fishes and marine creatures. However, unlike sea grasses, algae do not produce flowers and their roots do not absorb nutrients. Despite their differences, Both algae, seaweed, and seagrasses serve home for growing reef fishes. In conclusion, the grouper fish, crab, squid, tiger prawn, and other marine creatures live in different ocean habitats where they get rest, nourishment, and shelter. In order to care for these marine creatures, we need to protect the ocean and the wonderful habitats where they live. For activity number 1, directions, guess the meaning of the words from the context clues. Match the underlined word in column A with its meaning found in column B. For number 1, the grouper fish, crabs, and tiger prawns are marine creatures that make delicious food. Number 2, marine ecosystems are made up of fish, crustaceans, mammals, and other creatures and the environment they live in. For column B meaning, letter A large area covered by grass or seagrass. B, an area where the ocean meets the land. Number 3, the fisheries in our town are rich in fish and other marine resources. 4, semi-salty or brackish water are not as salty as water in the seas and ocean. They are usually found in mangrove areas or river beds. Letter C, animals with hard shells and several pairs of legs which usually lives in water. Letter D, a place where organisms such as plants and animals coexist and interact with one another. Number 5, sandy beaches are examples of intertidal zones. 6, young fishes grow in nursery grounds like mangrove habitats and mudflats. For its meaning, letter E, relating to water or the ocean. Letter F, a place where fish is caught or fishing activities are done. Number 7, starfish and sea urchins are examples of invertebrates that live in the ocean. A, sea meadows are large seagrass areas where fishes and invertebrates live. For its meaning, letter G, animals that do not have a backbone. H, the bottom of the sea or the ocean. Number 9, seagrass, coral, and seaweed grow on the ocean floor. 10, shrimps, lobsters, and crabs are examples of crustaceans that live in the ocean. Letter I, slightly or a little salty, having low salt content. J, a place or a natural habitat that support the growth of fish, animals, and other organisms. So here are the correct answers. For number 1, letter E. 2, D. Number 3, F. Number 4, I. 5, B. 6, J. 7, G. 8, A. 9, H. And number 10, C. For day 2. Draw a line between each marine creature, its name, and its habitat. Share your answer with your seatmate. Here are the marine creatures and their name. Crab, grouper, squid, and prawn. For their habitat, seagrass, seaweed or algae, coral, and mangrove. Let us now check. For the first marine creature, we have grouper, and its habitat is the coral. The second one is what we call prawn, and its habitat is seaweed or algae. For the third marine creature, we have crab, and its habitat is mangrove. And the fourth one is we have squid, and its habitat is seagrass. Directions: name 3 marine creatures. Do you know what their habitats are? Answer the following questions. What is the text all about? You're right, the text is about various seafood, including fish and marine creatures and their habitats in the ocean. What do you think is the purpose of the writer for writing the text? Very good. The writer wrote this text to inform readers about the types of seafood, where they live, and the importance of conserving ocean environments. What do you think is the message of the text? Exactly. The message of the text is that different marine creatures such as grouper, crabs, squid, and tiger prawns inhabit specific ecosystems, and it is important to protect these habitats for their survival. What type of text do you think it is? Why do you say so? The text is an example of an informative or informational text. I say so because it provides facts about seafood and their habitats, explaining their characteristics and the importance of marine ecosystems in a clear and educational manner. For day 3. Noting details, it could be in pair or group work. Complete the table below by writing down the information asked. Marine creatures, we have grouper, crab or mangrove crab. For its characteristics, write down 2 words or phrases that describe each marine creature. Habitat, write down the habitat of each marine creature. Next is squid and tiger prawns. So here are the possible answers. For grouper, its characteristics: colorful, popular for celebrations. Habitat, coral reef. For crab or mangrove crab, its characteristics are sharp claws, lives in brackish water, and its habitat is mangrove forest. For squid, long, slender body, flexible arms. Its habitat is seagrass. For tiger prawns, we have curved body and favorite food for celebrations for characteristics. And for its habitat, seagrass and algae, and it could be in a brackish water. Fill out the fishbone diagram below with the characteristics of the marine habitats described in the text that you read. Write the characteristics of marine habitats: mangrove forest, coral reef, seagrass beds, seaweed. The following statements are possible conclusions or inferences that we can make based on the information given in the text. Draw a star if the statement can be inferred or concluded from the text, and a circle if it cannot be concluded from the text. Draw your answer in the space before each number. Here are the statements. Number 1, the coral is a living thing. 2, crabs can be found in beaches and seashores. 3, the body of water in mangrove areas are not as salty as sea water. 4, mangrove trees do not grow in dry land because the soil is rich in oxygen. 5, without seagrasses, mangrove areas and the ocean will not have enough oxygen. Number 6, trash thrown into the ocean can harm marine creatures. Number 7, the grouper is a very big fish. 8, may coral reefs in the Philippines have been destroyed due to dynamite fishing. 9, if coral reefs are destroyed, a lot of fish and other marine creatures will lose their home. 10. Seaweeds need sunlight in order to grow and survive. Now that you have thoroughly read and understood the text, you can already summarize the text that you read. In order to do so, you first need to make an outline of the most important ideas and details in the text. Do the following tasks. Complete the outline below by filling in the blanks with details and ideas from the list in the box. Builds from an animal called coral polyp. Does not produce flowers and absorb nutrients through its roots. Digs deep into muddy parts of intertidal waters. Has wet and oxygen-deprived soil. Serves as a nursery ground or temporary home to young reef fishes. Lives in seagrass beds and meadows. Produces energy and food from sunlight. Lives in muddy and sandy floors of brackish water. Gets food from seagrasses and algae. Reflects the colorful habitat it comes from. Is the largest source of fish and other seafood for world fisheries. Swims in the open ocean. Produces an abundant supply of oxygen for the ocean. Produces seeds and flowers. Your favorite seafood and their habitat. For grouper fish, its characteristics comes in different kinds and colors. Habitat, coral reef, comes in different varieties and forms. Fill out the number 2 and 3. For crab, give its 2 characteristics and its habitat. Same as well with squid or octopus. Tiger prawn. Characteristics: lives in brackish waters. Habitat: seaweed. For writing a summary. Now that you are done with your outline, you can already write a summary of the selection, your favorite seafood, and their habitat. Complete the given summary paragraph below by filling in the blanks with the appropriate list sentence or phrase from the box. The corals that make the reef come in different varieties and colors. Crabs live in muddy and sandy floors of brackish water and dig deep into muddy parts of intertidal areas like mangrove forest. The soil in mangrove forests are wet and are lacking in oxygen. They swim in the open ocean and live in sea grasses, a plant that produces an abundant supply of oxygen for the ocean. Sea grasses have long, green, grass-like leaves and produce seeds and flowers. Seaweeds are plants that produce energy and food from sunlight. It also lives and feeds on sea grasses and seaweeds. Summary: marine creatures which make delicious food live in different kinds of ocean habitats. For instance, the grouper fish or lapu-lapu, which comes in different kinds and colors, reflects the colorful coral reefs where it lives. Blank. Another marine creature which makes delicious food is the crab. Blank. Mangrove forests are made up mangrove trees growing in semi-salty or brackish waters. Blank. Squids are also marine creatures that are fished for food. Blank. Sea grasses have long, green grass-like leaves and produce seeds and flowers. Last but not the least, the tiger prawn. It also lives and feeds on sea grasses and seaweeds. Blank. However, unlike sea grasses, seaweeds do not produce flowers or absorb nutrients through its roots. In order to care for these wonderful marine creatures, humans must protect the sea and habitats where they live. So here are the correct answers. For the first blank, The corals that make the reef come in different varieties and colors. Crabs live in muddy and sandy floors of brackish water and dig deep into muddy parts of intertidal areas like mangrove forest. Next, the soil in mangrove forests are wet and are lacking in oxygen. Next, they swim in the open ocean and live in sea grasses, a plant that produces an abundant supply of oxygen for the ocean. And it also lives and feeds on sea grasses and seaweeds. For day 4. Look at the following pictures. Think what the pictures show. Here are the questions. What is the poster content about? You're right. The poster shows a person throwing garbage into the sea, causing pollution. What do you think is the purpose of the poster? Very good. The purpose of the poster is to raise awareness about marine pollution. What do you think is the message of the poster? You're right. The message of the poster is that throwing garbage in the sea harms marine life. What are the different causes of marine pollution? Causes of marine pollution include plastic waste, oil spills, chemicals, and sewage. Why is it important for young people like you to know about the different causes of marine pollution? Exactly. It is important for young people to know about marine pollution so they can help protect the environment. Worksheet number 5. Reading informational text. Objectives: note and summarize important details in the informational text. Materials needed: pencil, ball pen. Instructions: the main purpose of the infographic poster is to inform readers of the common causes of marine pollution. To realize this purpose, the writer uses certain types of text, such as description and explanation. Color the marine creature in the box if you think that the infographic poster uses the given text type. Share and explain your answer with a partner. First is description. It tells the reader what each cause of marine pollution is all about. Next, narration. It tells the reader of story that happened in the ocean. Next is explanation. It explains why marine pollution happens due to the given causes. Next, enumeration. It lists down the different causes of marine pollution. Next, process or procedure. It describes a step-by-step process of how marine pollution takes place. We have also argumentation. It shares the writer's opinion about marine pollution and convinces readers to take action. Here are the causes of marine pollution. Read the infographic poster about causes of marine pollution. What you need to know about marine pollution. Marine pollution happens when the ocean gets dirty and filled with chemicals and trash. A lot of these waste materials come from the land and gets washed or blown into the ocean. This pollution harms the environment, makes animals and plants sick, and causes health problems for people all around the world. Read the facts below and get to know the common causes of marine pollution. First is oil spills. Sometimes, big ships have accidents and spill lots of oil into the ocean. This oil can make the water dirty and hurt the animals and plants in the sea. Oil spills are big disasters for the ocean. Plastic disposal. We use a lot of plastic every day because it is very light. It can easily float into the oceans. Because plastic does not break down easily, animals and plants in the ocean can get tangled in it or eat it, which can cause destruction or death. Industrial waste. Big factories release harmful things like mercury and lead into the water. These chemicals can hurt the animals in the water and can even affect the whole food chain in the ocean. This is a big problem for the environment. Sewage disposal. As we do our everyday activities such as taking a bath, washing the dishes, brushing our teeth, and etc., we produce a lot of sewage, which is a mix of dirty or wastewater and trash things like used tissue paper, bath water, and medicine residues, etc. Sewage goes directly into the ocean or into rivers, leading to the ocean. Runoffs. Trash or waste from the land go to the ocean because of rain, flood, and other causes. These wastes are called runoffs. For instance, during typhoons, floods can carry trashes and oil from the streets into the ocean. For day 5. For the assessment, fill out the cluster board below with details from the infographic. Write down the causes of marine pollution next to the numbers and the explanation and examples on the lines provided. So here is the graphic organizer. Drawing inferences and conclusions. Individual. What inferences and conclusions can you draw from the infographic poster? Put a star before the statement if it is an inference or conclusion that you can make from the poster and a circle if it is not. Number 1, we should avoid using single-use plastics to help lessen marine pollution. People unintentionally cause marine pollution with daily household activities. A lot of marine creatures are dying because of global warming. Oil spill is the most common cause of marine pollution. Natural calamities such as typhoons and floods can cause marine pollution. It is now time for you to share your own conclusion from the infographic poster that you read. Complete the sentence below by writing down 1 to 2 conclusions that you have drawn based on information you have read about the causes of marine pollution. Based on what I have read and understood from the poster, I therefore conclude that blank. Draw a heart in the box before the sentence that best summarizes the causes of marine pollution presented in the infographic poster. Plastic disposal, oil spill, and runoffs are the most common causes of marine pollution that leads to the death of a lot of marine creatures. Marine pollution is an environmental problem caused by several factors such as oil spills, throwing of plastic and industrial waste into the ocean, sewage disposal, and runoffs. Marine pollution is a serious environmental problem that harms marine creatures and people in many different ways. Therefore, if this problem will not be solved now, future generations will suffer. Pollution due to industrial waste and sewage disposal is difficult to solve because households, factories, and other industries will keep producing sewage and waste.